полные груши, поплыли туманы над рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Katyusha, and today, as you can see, we have a 4v4 battle here. So it's, on my side, it's 3 French armies and 1 Polish army over here. The French armies over here are from 1806. I'll be playing as France from 1811, and my friend's playing as France from 1808 over here on the flank. We are fighting against Austria from 1808, Prussia from 1806, a Russian army from 1812, and a British army from 1815. So this battle is going to be really interesting. It's probably one of the best battles I've ever fought, and it's really a really tactical battle, I guess. A lot of strategy was being used. So right now I'll just go over what the armies mainly brought. So over here, Sergeant Kevin and me bringing some cav to push on the flank here. As you can see on the map, there's a point here which we're going for. A good hill for my artillery, which I have a lot of good artillery, and he has some artillery as well. Another 1 point which we're pushing for right now, a 4 point over here that we will that's probably behind our lines, probably we can't get taken, but we'll see later on in the battle. And another 1 point that our friends are pushing for right now. So other than that, right now we're just pushing up. So my artillery, as I said, with 5 cannons, 50 troops, is moving up to the small ridge over here, having a pretty good view, an overlooking view of the positions over there. This house here we're going to push for. Over here, Poland's kind of by themselves, but the only problem is that it looks like both the UK from 1815 and Russia from 1812 are going to be holding this hill and pushing towards Poland, which we have to be careful that they don't get double teamed. Over here, France from 1806, moving up his troops to the front line on this ridge here. Really good position. The water making pretty nice buffer so that way troops can't charge over or cav can't charge over. Just small land bridges here, one over there as well. Seems like there's one here too. So yeah, right now we're just scouting the enemy positions over here. It looks like Poland has some lancers over here as well. So some light cav to scout. Over here I'm pushing up some dragoons. I have 2 units of dragoons. Over here my friend has a lot more cav, not a lot more, but a couple units more than me. Some hussars, dragoons here, more dragoons, cuirassiers, so a pretty well-rounded cav over here. Now we both have together quite a lot of infantry. I think he might have more than me. I don't know if I have more than him. I'm not too sure. I spent a lot of money on my artillery unit, hoping that it pays off, so I'm going to be using them for that. So yeah, right now I'm pushing up my cav, as you can see from 2 of those positions up there. Now, we'll mainly be fighting Austria, but it also seems like Prussia might send some troops over as well, so we have to account for that. So yeah, right now no one's really formed up. Still marching down the lines here. It looks like Poland's going to be one of the first to actually get to their position here. Already making lines, or inline formation. Over here, France 1806 is sending over some troops so that way he can support his partner. Support Poland over here from the seems to be almost 3 armies up against them, so they have to be very careful over there and hold that position. Sergeant Kevin and me are going to push the flank pretty hard over here. Looks like Austria has some lancers that we can see now, which have a leg gear, so not super heavy cav. We have a C7 over here and a C7 as well, so very light cav. Shouldn't be too hard to take out. Their general pushing up there. Some hussars, again, the enemy not really having too much of a heavy cav. A lot of these are just dragoons and hussars, which again we have a lot of dragoons and hussars as well, but we outnumber them in terms of cav on the flank. So here my dragoons scouting. Looks like they're going to fall back, which is a smart idea. My cav is a C6, which is a lot heavier than 2 C7s. C5 over there pushing up, that's a little bit more heavy than my cav. This one over here, mine, is a C5, so a bit heavier as well. So is cav holding the back lines to support my cav, which is scouting right now. My infantry's moving up. It looks like my cannons are almost in position here. Actually, it seems like they already are in position. Over here, Poland moving up some howitzers, which is pretty surprising. They have troops all the way up here. or over here. Looks like I'm gonna limber them, get them ready to fire. Over here, France is moving over to this hill over here to support their ally. Poland's already getting off fire, so they've gotten into their line really quickly here. Looks like they're about to, or they already are firing at the Polish cav over here. A lot of dragoons and hussars, so a good target to hit. Weaken their cav a little bit before the battle actually sees full effect. Knocking some guys off their horses there. Looks like they're going to retreat. Heading back to the cover behind the trees and out of the range of the artillery over there. Over here it seems like Poland has moved up some cav to the flank here. Just 2 units of hussars though. Here it seems like they're a unit of hussars. It says they're hussars, but I guess they are also a lancer unit. It's pretty interesting. Over here I'm already getting shots off, even though I missed every single one there. At their infantry already marching up. So yeah, Austria and the Holy Roman Empire have really big units, so line battles can be a little bit difficult at times against them. Over here my ally moving up is General Joseph Bonaparte. Over here still getting shots off on their troops. It looks like I'm getting some casualties, but nothing too catastrophic for their forces. Taking out about 2 guys there, but yeah, right now not too much. Over here, Poland's pushing up pretty far, which is interesting, being outnumbered here. Looks like Britain and Russia already have cav forces up on this hill here. Over there taking the 1 point. Austria's already marching up their lines before we can get to the house. Well, we have the house right now. It sounds like a cav charge. Oh, looks like Prussia's going around to actually take out the artillery over here. That's very smart. The grenadiers here cannot form a line, so we'll see how that goes for the French, if they can hold them off or not. It looks like Poland's trying to send around some cav to help out, or France is moving their artillery over. I'm not sure if I said France or not, but Poland's moving us over their general right now to take them out a unit of hussars, C7, so much lighter than the actually these guys are hussars, C7 as well. Poor Napoleon here is about to get taken out. I'm surprised the Prussians did not actually go for the artillery. They went for the general, which is still smart, but yeah, I mean, going for the artillery would have been a much better choice.
Our brave ally has fallen, sir. Yeah,
so his general getting killed there, poor Napoleon getting stabbed. But yeah, going for the artillery would have been a much better choice. They broke a unit of artillery there. They might come back, but you also have a fully healthy unit of artillery still ready to go. 3 cannons strong. So yeah, not doing too much damage there, which was kind of for Prussia not probably the best outcome they wanted. I mean, they did take out a unit of cannons, but yeah, they're gonna get destroyed there, running into the infantry. Poland getting there just in time, luckily, or not just in time, a little bit late, but still, could have been much worse had they not gotten there. So over here, it looks like Prussia's forming up, getting their lines up. These guys on the flank still haven't formed up yet, but I'm guessing they're holding the flank here. All of these units can form a square. Over here, Austria already forming up. Looks like my troops are about to form up as well along these houses. So here, some of their units taking casualties, but again, not really super catastrophic. Looks like they're bunching their cav on the flank. And over here, we have a cav charge from the Austrians. Now in the game, I was not paying attention to this, unfortunately.
Our men are running, sir.
It was both a mix of the fog of war, because I could not see them. They're probably walking around the flank, which kept them hidden. Probably way around the flank, because over here I can probably not see them, because they don't have any units in this area scouting. Which is kind of my fault with the fog of war at the same time, but also kind of my fault for not microing in this area. Which again, that's what really can turn battles, is not microing all the way. Can really get your army killed. So over here we have 4 units holding this house right now, or near this house, and another one. Actually, another 4 coming to the flank. So 8 units holding this house. Australia, not Australia. Austria looks really healthy on this hill right now. They haven't taken too many casualties from my artillery. Had I kept firing, they probably would have gotten taken out, but or taken more casualties. But unfortunately, they just got wiped out by the cav there. Over here, I'm moving my dragoons back because now I'm forming up there, so I don't need to keep it covered. I'm protecting my troops now that I have troops that can form square. Over here, moving more troops over the flank because I think there is still a unit of cav over here. They're only moving one back, 1 unit of cav. So right now the lines are forming up. It looks like we can't really see much of Britain and Russia's army, which is kind of a problem. We haven't scouted too much in this area. Prussia mainly using their resources, and France over there to scout what the Prussians have. But yeah, the British and the Russians seem kind of slow to advance on this flank right now, which it is still very early in the battle. It's only been not super early, but it's pretty early. So yeah, not too much going on the flank right now. Not really much at all. Right now, just scouting. It looks like Austria is still moving up some cav. Now they're still retreating, which is something I do not really understand. Which does make sense because they don't have really any support from Prussia, so I guess it does make sense to retreat on up to the ridge here. Some dragoons here, we have to be careful of those, as well as some of the Jaegers up front. Over here, the Polish getting hit by howitzers, but again, in this mod, howitzers aren't very devastating at all. See, only 1 guy was killed by a pretty direct hit there. So yeah, definitely way less devastating in the mod than it is actually in the vanilla game. Over here, I'm going to move my troops into column formation to get as close as I can. Seems like they have 1 unit of troops here, but they haven't formed up yet, so I'm able to move into column formation, even though it is a lot easier to shoot artillery shells into. So now my friend is kind of stuck in a weird area here. We have this kind of weird river, and well, he has to help both the Polish, and at the same time he has to help the Polish. Yeah, basically he has to help the Polish and take on both the Prussians and help me as well and take out the Austrians. So we have to be very careful of that, and hopefully we can do both at the same time and push on their flank. Over here, Poland has a beautiful position with their artillery here. 4 cannons here in a perfect position, firing right into the Prussian flank here. Pretty cool unit of Prussians, but a lot of them are getting killed. So over here, Hussars, the Lancer weird Hussar unit, moving up to their the rest of their cav. Over here we have Jaegers on this hill, which isn't necessarily a hill. It's not super flat, but it looks like they're getting shots off now. So the battle, we've pushed very hard on this flank, but again, over here, we can't really see much of Russia and Britain. They haven't really pushed onto the flank, but I guess Poland hasn't either. It's kind of this weird U shape. But Austria, again, not totally utilizing the flank, which they could totally do that right now. They outnumber me with cav as well, but they're still holding cav in the center, which I'm not sure that makes too much sense with this forest here, which really slows down cav. So having this big open field here would be great for cav. Seems like some of his lancers here, which I could totally destroy with my unit of dragoons. But it seems like he's also using some, moving some Chevrolet gears over, which is a little bit of a harder enemy to fight in melee. So over here, the Jaegers are falling back, taking out some of my troops, but it doesn't seem like too many here. I'm almost in range of the Austrian lines. They're almost in range of me as well, so yeah, pretty scary enemy here. Let's see, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units. I'm pretty sure I brought 12 as well. Actually, I have more back here, so they have 14 units of infantry. And 1 more unit of cav, I think. So yeah, I have to be very careful of that. I'm using my cav over here to protect my grenadiers moving up here. Make sure they don't get charged in the flank since they cannot form a square. Over here using a pretty interesting trick where I can fire at the Jaegers and at the same time some of the bullets go over even though this line infantry is out of range. I can fire and still hit their troops behind, so that's pretty interesting and kind of cheap at the same time, but I guess it works. So yeah, taking out their troops here. It looks like they're going to retreat behind their lines, taking a lot of fire. Only losing one guy though. The troops behind losing a lot more. Jeez, that Austrian line going crazy over there. So now it looks like our lines have met. The French and Austrian lines fighting here. Let's see here. So right now, I'm not too sure if it's a decision or not. Even though they are a little bit uphill, I'm actually taking less casualties than they are. Now I was doing a charge there, but then I was like, I should probably not waste my cav. I do that a little bit too much, accidentally getting friendly fire there. I mean, not necessarily wasting my cav, but I guess you could call it that. Charging and doing kind of suicide charges. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so to be a little bit more careful with that. And the grenadiers on the flank, I really have to protect them with this unit of cav, because losing my flank over here would not be good at all. So right now we're matched up. It's 3 units versus 3, but they're sending 2 more units over in Jaegers, so you have to be very careful to make sure it's not a 2-on-1 unit scenario there, which it soon will be if I cannot take care of these troops over here. The Lancers are moving up heavily here, so right now it's not looking very good for me at all. Actually, it looks like we're starting to break their center here. That's actually pretty interesting. Over here, it looks like a massive cav charge. I've come in to support my friend, but it looks like they're going to break there. Broke a unit of Austrian cav. The Prussian cav's about to break. So the Prussians and Austrians, they're losing the center. With their, not losing the center, but losing their cav. Very not good for them. Really not good for them. Over here, Jaegers getting some friendly fire, it almost seems like, yeah. You always have to be careful of that. Now my cav's gonna move over. I'm shifting my lines. Over here, keeping them a little bit chunky, so that way their morale's a little bit better. Looks like the Austrians have suffered major casualties over here. Seems like they've also gotten some friendly fire. Over here, I'm not sure what that is. A cav charge in the flank by my partner. A great cav charge. I mean, it could have been a little bit better. The cav is really tired though, so that makes sense why they didn't get as many kills. But stalling the enemy there, doing a great job of that. That's very good. So over there, I'm able to hit this unit in the flank, trying to protect their friends, and I'm winning on this flank right now. But over here, it's looking really bad. They have a unit on the flank, 2 units on the flank, and a 3rd unit of Jaegers. I have my unit here, which is breaking their unit of Lancers on the flank. Over here, Prussia and France are engaging. France is definitely going to win this one against Prussia. Over here, the Polish again having a great flank on the Prussians here. So here, a line battle unfolding. Looks like I'm, I guess, winning right now. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait a little bit to see who comes out victorious. Over here, Prussians trying to hit them in the flank. Moving up some Dragoons. I have to rush over and help my friend here. Looks like that unit's going to get broken now. They're charging in. I'm not sure I'm charging. Okay, there we go. We're going for a charge. Here, breaking their unit of cav. Unfortunately, we lost one unit of infantry, but it looks like Prussia's looking pretty shabby with cav right now. Over here, Prussia having really big, healthy units, but France is ready. Now they've got my back line in case I get broken, but hopefully that won't happen. Again, as you can see from the carnage, the Austrians are taking heavy losses. It's really not good. So over here, still pushing the flank. It looks like they're, I charged, but they formed a square just in time, so I retreat there. Just trying to stall them as long as I can with my cav, so that way my flank can hold up a little bit longer. I really need to hold this flank so that way I can beat the center and this flank over here in time, and then move around and help this flank. Which is really my strategy, is trying to stall them. I guess my friend and mine strategy is to stall Prussia and Austria long enough so that way our friends can get the support they need and ultimately win this flank and the battle. So over here I'm going to move my Dragoons behind the line after having a good victory there. Looks like these cannons are firing right into my line here, or at my cavalry actually. But they're getting a lot of friendly fire, which is probably playing a big part in taking out their morale and their numbers and their infantry. So the unit of Cures here is still pretty healthy. That's definitely a big problem. Over here, France making a beautiful flank here into the Prussians. Now, Prussia's not necessarily utilizing their flank as well. Over here, they have these two units here, or this one unit, fighting against two. This unit here fighting against two. These two units fighting against two. So it's pretty evenly matched over here. But now the flank's getting outnumbered. So yeah, it's not really even, well, not evenly matched. Prussia's getting taken out on this flank. They're very spread out here. Now Britain and Russia look really strong, and it's going to be hard for both the French and the Polish to hold them off. So over here, still holding the flank. Looks like these two units here are looking really bad with their morale and with the number of troops they have. Yeah, so the Austrian line over here is looking really bad, taking a lot of casualties. Over here, it's looking bad for my troops, so I have to be really careful with holding this. Looks like they're retreating the flank, which I'm not too sure of. If they pushed in, they could have definitely beat my infantry. Looks like my ally here is sending a unit all the way to the flank, which is very smart. So now, since they're retreating, I have the time and enough manpower to send my troops over and help my flank over here. So now, instead of this unit fighting these, I'm going to send them over to fight these four units. That way it's balanced with 4 versus 4 on these two units here. Now these Jaegers will quickly be crushed, so I can move in. Looks like they're retreating now, though, losing their center. Britain going for a cav charge right into this unit. It's not going to look good for them. A great cav charge there. Now these guys are going to form a square. Looks like Poland's setting over some cav. So a lot of our armies are spread out to support other armies. Looks like Poland's charging. So luckily I broke this unit without having to, with only one of my units breaking. They're already pretty badly off. It would be good to still have them. But Poland here's got really healthy cav, and their general as well over here. Hopefully it doesn't get killed, but maybe. So here I sent in a unit of cav, breaking their unit of Jaegers. So now they're not looking too great. My friend's sending in some cav here, but a square. Maybe you didn't see that. The Hussars getting, some of them getting chopped up. Over here, he'll hopefully kill some of the troops. But again, we're just trying to stall their infantry long enough that my lines can move up and butcher their retreating troops. So over here, it seems like hopefully he doesn't fire canister. That'd be bad for my troops. Oh my god, here Poland's going in for a cav charge, a massive cav charge. His general even charging into the flank of these units. Breaking 3 units here, or well, 1 so far. The other 2 seem like they're about to break. That is a massive cav charge from Poland here, saving my butt. Getting these 4 units taking out their artillery and 3 units of cav. Breaking another 2 units. So here Poland's cav doing an amazing job of taking them out. Actually, it seems like they're only going to be able to break 1 before being broken themselves. But still, I mean, breaking 5 units there, including the artillery. That's an amazing job done by Poland there. Over here, it seems like Prussia, not Poland, is going to do the same thing. But the problem is that we'll see if it has the same payoff. Because if it does, that could be catastrophic for a flank here. Yeah, over here, though, shooting up a lot of their infantry. 2 units here, getting fire right into there. So right now, it's just basically a massive line battle. Right now, Britain and Russia's lines aren't really doing anything. against the Polish and the French, which would be a great time to strike because right now we're really busy in this flank over here. So Poland broke through, but they won't be able to get through these 4 units of line infantry, sending over 2 more units of cav. So again, keeping our cav in there, not doing cav charges that came in way too early, which the Prussians and the British both did, and maybe a little bit too early.
Our brave ally has fallen.
Looks like our general has died, but for a good cause. So yeah, the Polish general dying there, but he's done a great job in this battle, taking out the troops. So here, Prussia and Austria's cav charge has not paid off, just like the Polish cav did. So over here, pushing the Austrian flank hard, but their army's looking really weak. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line infantry units left. And I believe they still have a couple at the 4-pointer over here, their HQ. Now, if we take that, we will win the LOC if we're able to keep ours. But it looks like Russia has some troops even going around right to the 4-point. So right now, the battle's going crazy. Poland is over here fighting the Prussians. Over here, Prussia's being beaten back by 1 unit of cav. So again, the French and Polish cav together doing a great job in this battle of beating these armies. I send in a cav charge here, taking out 1 unit of their line infantry. One of them will form a square, so I'll run away from that. Actually, it looks like I'm about to charge in. Yeah, but they're so weak that I can just get in there. You know, no matter, even if it is a square, I can just break them. So now almost my whole army is intact, even though they're kind of unhealthy. A lot of their troops are dead in the regiments. We can push here and hopefully beat the Prussians. Now that the Austrians are, I guess, kind of out of the way, not totally, they still have a couple of units. We're focusing on the Prussians, which the Prussians are now getting beaten badly. Most of their armies being routed. So this flank over here, as you can see, is crippling. We're forming around this area here, pushing towards this hill, which it looks like this hill. Oh my god, that is the largest unit of artillery I've probably ever seen. I think it is the largest unit of artillery in the game, or in this mod. 220 troops for 11 cannons. That could withstand a couple of cav charges alone.
Our men are running, sir.
That is very strong of a unit. So over here, Poland being encircled here, just holding this small house area around the trees. Over here, I'm moving troops to hold this ridge here. Looks like the Austrians are going to get away. Just trying to fire enough shots to at least break them, or just get some troops knocked out before they can form a good, strong defense around this hill. So Prussia is being constantly beaten back. Now they're still holding, allowing time for their other allies to retreat back to the hill. There's not really much left of Prussia. They have about 1 unit over there on the flank. The Poles doing a great job of routing them there. So again, the Polish cav here doing a great job. The player doing a great job of helping our team and taking out a lot of strong positions along this riverbank here. So yeah, the carnage over here is just crazy with how much the Austrians suffered. And I'm surprised, I guess I don't know if France is, well, France is obviously OP, but not taking that many casualties on the hill, which is pretty lucky. A lot of these units not even going under 50, not even under 80, only some of them, which is really surprising. Yeah, really healthy units here, so I'm surprised they could hold that flank long enough for a Polish cav to come in and support us. So over here, Prussia moving back, only about 6 units. So yeah, right now, Poland, Britain, just retreating back to the hill, or Poland's following Britain back to the hill. Looks like Britain's falling back as well, Russia's falling back, so their whole forces are falling back to the hill. As well as Prussia, and Prussia and Russia holding a strong defensive position there, as well with Britain, with a lot of artillery holding that hill. See over here, it looks like Poland's holding. So yeah, Poland here, forming a square. Looks like a really large unit of British cav going in for a charge. Even the general taking some casualties here, seeing that his troops don't retreat, getting shots off into the Prussians here. Grenadiers firing into the flank over here of the Austrians. So now about half the battle is gone, and we're pushing towards this hill. Over here, Polish cav still around, some lancers, but they've taken some casualties from the cannons up there. Now this artillery piece, their artillery and all, will be super crucial to the last stand of their army, making sure that they can hold on. Over here, my ally moving up his troops towards my flank over here. So I'm rushing my troops, making sure they can get some shots off, just keeping the Prussians suppressed, I guess. So over here, not too much going on right now. Still, our enemy is still falling back. Looks like some Jaegers getting shots off at the infantry. Now this is a great hill for a last stand. I mean, if you look at the map, okay, not over there. If you look at the map, there's a perfect U shape almost that they can form around here, but it looks like our all four of our armies are closing in on their four. Now maybe we can even send a unit over to the flank over here and capture their 4-pointer. Now, if we look at the map, this is definitely not good. Russia has been able to sneak by 3 units, I don't know, 4, well 4 units, 3 of them being line infantry, 1 of them being their, not their general, unit of lancers though, maybe their general, I'm not sure. Moving over this hill here, over the trench line, and getting over to our 4 point. So we have to take that back if we want to make sure we can win the lock at the same time. So over here, Britain up here firing shots off into the French. Moving up this hill, we'll watch it here. Cannonballs going right over these brave soldiers' heads. Watch it up there. Yeah, that huge unit. The British soldiers sitting in the ground, I guess. I'm not sure what they're doing. Guess this long-range camera is kind of weird. See over here, Polish using their Jaegers to fire from a long range and hit the soften up, I guess, the defensive over here. The howitzer shooting weird cannonballs, looking almost like footballs flying in the sky. Getting a pretty good hit there. Jeez, but again, the howitzers aren't super damaging, even though it just killed like 5 guys with 2 cannonballs. What the heck is that noise? They sound like they're like crying. That was really weird. Anyway, I'm retreating my troops back. I do not want to push the hill alone, even though I probably could. I'm gonna wait for my friends. Over here I have my 1 unit of grenadiers, which is very smart for taking buildings. They're really good in melee, so I can take this building here, and hopefully if we take their 4 point, it will even out. But it looks like France is not too happy with them taking the 4 point. Looks like they have 5 units here, maybe 6, I'm not too sure. Some hidden in the forest there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so about 5, a unit of cav back there. Going to chase these 3 units of Russian infantry, and we'll probably beat them. But they do have some really great units, really great melee units here. The Pavlovsk Grenadier is probably one of the best melee units in the game. Some Russian Grenadiers there. Or Swedish, I'm not too sure. And sappers, but they disappeared. Russians using that magic. Over here, it looks like the Russians are about to move their artillery, limbering up. Now this is really bad. Their artillery is still really well intact, especially their huge unit here. taking only 1 casualty. Alexander himself, Alexander the First himself is here. The Emperor of, or the Tsar of Russia at the time. So now our plan to destroying them, which we probably could just push the flank here and we'd be able to win. But we are pushing, I'm pushing my flank all the way around since I'm the far flank. I'm pushing them all the way around to push onto the Austrians here this way. And get up the hill. Now I hear a cav charge. I think it's the British here breaking a unit of that cav. Another unit of Russian cav coming down to support the British cav, but it doesn't seem like they need too much support. So over here, only 2 units of the French are moving up. Now I think they've sent the sappers into the building, which probably would be better if they sent the Pavlovsk Grenadiers in there. But it seems like they're going to have these guys hold the trench line. Actually, it seems like the Grenadiers here. I don't know if that's Swedish Grenadiers or not. We'll just say Grenadiers from Russia, or Russian Grenadiers. Over here, Russian cav. Looks like the French are able to form squares. But yeah, a pretty good cav charge there, taking out the French cav on the flank. Over here, 5 pretty healthy units of French infantry there. Over here, it seems like the Russians and British are coming around the flank with cav. We have to be very careful of that. Over here, my French soldiers coming away all the way around the flank. But yeah, I'm really scared by this unit up here. I mean, 11 cannons, that could be catastrophic if that thing opens up on my lines. I already have a pretty badly damaged unit with only 62 troops left. But other than that, most of my other units are pretty healthy. Moderately, yes. So hopefully this town can provide some cover against artillery. They also have another unit. So yeah, the Prussians, Russians, and the British here holding their last stand, having a lot of good artillery. Their cav's pretty weakened. Now over here against, again, we're kind of, the odds are kind of against us. France has to fight against the Russian infantry here, 6 units, and we only have, France only has 6, but they're weakened. Over here, Britain getting a great charge into the flank there. Killing a lot of troops, looks like they're about to break them. A great charge there by Britain. So by now it looks like they can almost hold on to their line, except the fact that Prussia's badly weakened as well as Austria. It's pretty much a 3-2 battle here, a 3-2. With Russia still pretty strong and Britain still pretty strong. Or not a 4-2, not a 3-2. Looks like Russia's coming to my flank here. So I'm gonna move this unit up, form a square, hopefully in time. Have my grenadiers to run back. Hopefully they do it in time. Now again, grenadiers are good in melee. I don't even know why this unit is scared. They haven't been touched. Forming a square there. That's good. Now I'm gonna get out of the square because I don't want to shoot my own troops. So that unit is a unit of cuirassiers, so really heavy cav. A C3, that's really heavy. The C2 is probably one of the heaviest cav units I've ever seen. Over here, their artillery opening up, but all their guys are standing in the way, so I don't know if that is a bit dangerous. See over here, the Austrians holding the flank against me, 3 units. Britain coming over, so everyone's shifting over, which is not what I expected. But Russia's artillery here. If they fire cannons here, this could be catastrophic to my units. Just hope they don't do that. Yep, they're firing canister. That's definitely not good. Breaking a unit almost automatically. I'm gonna try to fire on their artillery here. It's very dangerous for this play unit here. Oh my god, that is horrible. That canister there, breaking 2 units with 1 volley. Jeez, that canister is very devastating. Now, they still have so many troops. I've only killed 5 of them. So yeah, I'm gonna retreat my infantry. So my attempt, which was kind of a weak attempt at fighting these troops, didn't really pay off. I'm sending, well, my friend, I don't have many cuirassiers. My friend is sending cuirassiers to the flank over there. Now, I guess we've done some kind of scouting, I don't know, but I'm sending 2 units of grenadiers, or a unit of grenadiers. The other one is the 57th of line, the Terribles, which I don't know if that's great, but I know in French it means, I don't know, I don't remember what it actually means. I think it means terrific. But over here we have German line infantry and more German line infantry. So they're guarding this house, so I have to be careful. But grenadiers should be able to take it easily if I have to. Over there it seems like we've had a cav battle. I can hear it from a mile away, the guys yelling. Looks like their cuirassiers are holding up pretty well. So we have a cuirassier battle here, but it looks like the French cuirassiers are a little bit outnumbered here. Jeez, the Russian doing some weird moves there. This horse is a little bit jumpy. So yeah, the French retreating there. French taking a lot of casualties in that battle. But the Russian cav is breaking. That's very weird. They were 3 in 1 second, now they're retreating. I guess because my troops fired on them. I don't know if that broke some of them. They will definitely be back though. We've only lost about, I don't know, about 40 troops there. Which sounds like a lot, which it is almost about half their unit, but they should have come back. Oh jeez, firing the canister again here. These poor guys. Yes, that unit of cannons, definitely not good. Definitely not good for my troops. It looks like my 4-pointer over here, or our 4-pointer, has fallen to, well, the enemy, as the guy said. Now the Polish are standing right in this building, shooting right at the Russians. That is a very interesting tactic, breaking them, because when you fire at buildings with, when you fire at buildings, it weakens the morale. And this is also a unit of sappers, so charging in there would be suicide. So yeah, again, the balance of power being really wacky there. I mean, it doesn't really look like we're about to lose, but I don't know. The cannon might make us. So over here, we've captured the building. That's good. Well, recaptured the building over here. The Polish, again, doing a great job in this battle. Over here, the British have won another cav engagement in the flank. Hopefully these Lancers can take out this unit, but they're 6 Dragoons. Very good unit. A C3, that's very, very strong. Surprisingly, the Lancers there, doing almost a suicide charge, actually break that unit. That's very impressive. Over here, these poor French soldiers marching up a hill against this 900-foot artillery, getting canister in the face, basically. So over here, it's not looking great for the Russians, or I guess both armies, the Prussians and the Russians. The Austrians are still looking pretty strong. Britain's sending out some troops to the flank. Looks like Austria's going to support them. Over here, more British moving out. So Britain moving up their lines here to match the French's. See, my troops are running again, because that canister is very devastating. Now these guys are going to get some shots off. Hopefully breaking this unit of British in my way. Maybe I can also get some hits on this unit of cannon behind them. Over here, the skirmishers getting really close. It looks like the British are going to do a cav charge. Or not a cav charge, a charge into them. It seems like they're going to get hit in the flank by this unit of Polish. Polish are sending more troops to break their flank here, hopefully getting to the Prussian cannons here. So over here, Austria has moved up units. I have 5 against their 3. I'm also being kind of cautious because they have this unit of cuirassiers in the back. I have my allies moving up 4 units of infantry to fill in the gaps here. The canister again ripping that unit apart. with only one volley again, being devastating. Over here, it looks like a battle has erupted with my grenadiers and my the terribles over there. The German line infantry taking some casualties. I heard a fife over there. I'm not sure what that was, but probably skirmishers. So now I'm gonna run up my infantry to take on the Austrians that are retreating. Hopefully they get some hits here. Some of the shots even hitting the house. Over here, it seems like the Russian artillery is going to start firing on the line down here. It's definitely not good. Over here, we have Britain charging down and Poland charging up the hill. Now, it looks like the British are holding the French here just long enough for the Russians and the Prussians to get a lot of hits on our army. I hear another cap charge. Looks like the Russians are coming with some cuirassiers on my flank. Definitely not good. Hopefully they can form a square. Looks like my friend does not have any units that can form a square, which is not good. Yeah, getting a great cap charge there into the flank. Looks like they're about to break them.
Our men are running, sir.
So yeah, again, the canister tearing apart my units. Also killed this unit of British, breaking actually 2 of my units. So now I'm going to turn around one of my units and fire at these cuirassiers here. They are breaking their unit of cuirassiers. Very dangerous. Looks like he's sending in more Russian cav just to make sure that this unit goes away. I'm not too sure. Looks like he broke a unit there. Hopefully mine does not break. Looks like I'm going to get some shots in his flank there. I'm not sure if this is, well, yeah, this is not his Shen. I thought it was his general, but it's not. So over here, yeah, my army basically got taken out by a huge Russian unit of artillery. And yeah, it's probably going to get destroyed by them. I still have 2 units over here, but there's not really much I can do left in this battle. Looks like a unit of both Austrian and Russians here fighting against my 1 unit of the terribles. Actually, I think I sent in a unit of grenadiers as well. Yes, I did. So, hopefully we can see this unit. Looks like the terribles aren't going to hold too long in here, but maybe they can break this unit of... Oh, wow. Okay, that was very surprising. So, against all odds here, they were able to take this building. Okay, never mind. The Austrians sent in another unit. Yeah, I don't think they're going to hold very long. Very surprising. Yeah, but this unit, I'm surprised they've lasted longer than a unit of Russian soldiers there. Now my grenadiers,
Our men are running, sir.
that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So this unit right here just broke 3 units after, with only having about less than 100 the whole time, which is very surprising. I mean, one of them was only a skirmisher unit, but the other 2, I'm very surprised that they could hold against them. Especially attacking a building, not defending it. Looks like Britain is charging down the hill. Prussia in kind of a funky formation here. Almost in a column. Looks like they're charging down their grenadiers, which is actually pretty smart. They could be able to break the center here if they get a charge in. Looks like Poland's getting pretty weak. And I think, if I remember correctly, that both the Prussians and the Polish were starting to run out of ammo at the end of the battle, so that makes sense why they're charging in. Over here, yeah, my whole flank being broken there. I think I have like 1 unit left. I'm not sure what I have over there. But over here, yeah, taking the 4-pointer. So right now, we're winning with the LOC, and there's not really much that the enemy can do to get off that hill and recapture any points. Their army's also being hit pretty bad. Now over here, we have a massive melee fight. Already a lot of death. Now Prussians getting a lot of friendly fire, because right now all they're shooting is their own troops, not really too many Polish soldiers. Over here, the French also shooting kind of some of their own Polish allies. But this unit of their elites right here, the Polish elites taking on these grenadiers, getting a nice charge in the flank there. They break, but overall, Prussia's lost a lot of troops there, as well as Poland, but and Poland won there. Looks like France is losing some troops. The guard of Joseph Bonaparte here. Actually, this is just line infantry. So with Prussia and Britain there, getting a cav charge in. So now we have a unit of French coming in the flank to fire into them. Right into them. So the Polish sending more troops. So right now it's really just crazy in this corner area here. And that unit of cannons has to be taken out if we want to keep our armies intact. Looks like France over here from 1806 has been able to actually take the hill. Very surprisingly. Again, taking out these Russians here. Now that they're on the hill, they have somewhat of an equal chance of fighting them. So now, yeah, two of my units have come back. They're going to fire into the flank of the Austrians here. Looks like this unit's already firing. This unit's about to fire. So I'm getting as close as I can to get as much damage as I can. Yeah, but hopefully this unit right here is not going to totally wipe out all of my troops again. So now firing in this flank, hopefully taking these guys out. So it's a little bit more fair on the French over here. Jeez, these cuirassiers, or not the cuirassiers, but the Russian cav here is very dedicated. Looks like they're actually not going to charge. Okay, no, never mind, they're going for a charge. These two units can form a square though, luckily, and are going to decimate this unit. It's this unit of lancers here, taking a lot of casualties throughout the battle. The Austrian general going right to the flank here, or right to the front, not the flank. My troops are going to reform and fire on that unit of Austrians. And I really have to help my friend here, because if he loses this, they could come around and beat the French out. Russians doing a charge here, just like the Polish did, or the Austrians and Prussians did, taking out this unit of French. Now, this unit right here has the choice of either firing on the unit, charging them, which it looks like they're about to charge them, or they could have formed a square and fired on these two units here. It looks like they're going to go for a charge, which is pretty smart. This is the first Grenadier unit, so a very good unit of Grenadier. It's going to beat this unit of pretty badly. A lot of casualties taken from this Leibgarde unit over here. We have more line infantry coming in. But they should be beaten pretty badly by this unit of Grenadiers. So over here, Russia's army being almost totally beaten, except for one, well, two units, one of them being the artillery and the other one being their one unit of Leibgarde. So this poor unit right here has been hit probably so many times by artillery. The same one with the other unit. Canister really hates my army, so yeah. Basically one unit of artillery here routed basically my whole army, which is definitely not good. Over here it looks like we killed one of the enemy generals, which is the Austrian general. Actually, I think they got friendly fire here from the cannons. So over here, the French and the Polish marching up the hill. Time is going to run out pretty soon. Probably just fast forward it. Looks like actually right here, you know, Cheshires the Cheval taking out that unit of, taking out their general, and looks like they're going to go for the cannons here. Now their horses are going to go away, so they can't limber. And the problem is that, well, with the cav, why they did not break that unit is because, I mean, there's 200 guys on it. I mean, that's a lot of troops, so yeah, they're basically a regiment in themselves. Looks like here the Polish are actually going for a charge into the flank, French coming down the hill, so yeah. The battle is not looking good ever since we took that forward point over there, took their HQ for the LOC. Looks like we're about to beat these guys. So yeah, even though the odds weren't really in our favor, ever since kind of the beginning of the battle, since on the flank I was really outnumbered there, as well as my allies, I'm really surprised that we could win here. Yeah, so over here the French artillery just firing, or not the French artillery, but the French infantry shooting the rest of what is left of the Austrian army. Over here some more French troops moving into the flank. So yeah, both armies being devastated, so really close at the end here. But yeah, right now not too much going on. Just a lot of troops are routing. What's going on over here? It's a really weird river here. Some Russian soldiers still behind this house here. So yeah, weird looking river there, weird valley. Over here the French are closing in on the last Russian unit. So at the very last moment of the battle, we finally were able to beat that unit of cannon, but they just devastated our line so much. And the Russians are still holding their lines. But yeah, with little time left, there's not really much they can do to turn around this battle. Over there we have infantry of line, still firing. So yeah, this battle was probably one of the best battles I've ever fought in this mod. Or in the game. Also really surprising of a battle. So over here I fast forwarded it. Looks pretty cool when they all fire like that really quickly. Over here 2 French units smashing that unit of Russian troops there. Sandwiching them. Over here it looks like the first Cheshires up yet are going to come in for a charge. So yeah, we have about a minute left. Over here we have Russia charging into the front of a Polish unit, kind of unfazed, taking a lot of casualties. Actually, they're not charging; they're just running up there. But Poland's going to come in with a charge into the flank with their elites. But yeah, this unit of Leibgardia should probably be able to fight them off. Or not. Actually, friendly fire here is going to probably devastate their morale. So yeah, taking out that unit, well, both units there, with their unit of another elite unit. Seems like I'm not sure if they're elite or not. Yeah, they seem elite. I mean, I don't know, but over here this unit of line infantry still firing at that unit. It's a very stubborn unit. Over here Austria just sitting there. So yeah, we have 4 seconds left. The battle's pretty much wrapped up here. So yeah, I guess a strategic win there, taking every LOC point. So winning the LOC, and kind of if the battle continued, we probably would have won, defeating their army as well. So a great job to all the players in this battle, especially Poland there doing a great job of taking out all of those troops, all of us getting 1,000 kills. I got the most kills. That's actually pretty surprising. I never usually get a lot of kills, but in this battle I got the most kills in the whole game. Yeah, so just a great job to all the players, doing a great job in this game. So yeah, which unit got the most kills? Actually, the unit of Grenadiers. It's pretty surprising. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.